Hello everyone, Rambles here, and welcome back to World of Warcraft Classic Anniversary and our Human Rogues leveling campaign. Thank you guys for clicking on the video and for joining me today. I really do appreciate it, and I hope everybody is doing fantastic. Today we're going to pick up our questing here in Darkshore. We started here last time. We have a few more quests to pick up. We need to find the red crystal. We did pick up the cave quest to go after the mushrooms in the back of the cave. Some of this stuff is going to be a bit of a higher level. Some of it we're going to want to do now. We're going to have to kind of pick and choose a little bit. Easy Strider Living is a cooking quest. We need to collect 5 Strider meats. How's our inventory looking? Inventory is actually looking really good. Let's see, Bashal'Aran. The ruins of Bashal'Aran to the east are overrun with demonic minions. The sprites and satyrs that have taken up residence in the area feed upon the magical energies of the area, their powers growing from continued exposure. Even with that, I have noticed that there is one shrine they will not approach. On the western side of the ruins, atop a small bluff, a strange blue aura permeates. There must be an explanation to the demon's reluctance. I would like you to investigate. And Tools of the Highborn. A task I would ask of you, Rogue. Have you seen the ruins of Amethyron? If not, you will find them on the eastern side of the main road some ways to the south. Once they were the home of many powerful Highborn. Now they are a testament to the destruction their dabblings produced. I have been told by the Sentinels that the spirits of the Highborn persist, and that they wield their ancient magical implements. Those relics must be appropriated so that we might destroy them. Retrieve 7 Highborn relics. Plagued lands. A sickness spreads across the Darkshore, gripping the minds and bodies of all it touches. The thistlebears have been hit the hardest by this plague. The once noble beasts are now an instrument of destruction, rabid and frenzied. I may have a cure for this ailment. Take this trap to the forest and lay it on the ground. Any rabid thistlebear that crosses it, the light shall become docile for a short time. Once the bear is docile, it shall follow you. Lead it back here. And how big a threat. Some of my brethren were rescued from a corrupt furbolg in Teldrassil, and I vowed to stop any more atrocities before more of our kind are injured or worse. I have seen a couple of hints of corruption in Darkshore already, but I have yet to find any widespread signs. I think it would be logical if the investigation continued with the furbolgs. Would you find one of their camps and return to me if you see any signs of corruption? Alright, I think that's all of the ones that we can work on right now. We might be able to do Fruit of the Sea. I'm going to grab it. It's a level 17 quest. Most of the mobs for that are level 15 and 16 mobs. But I'll grab it and then we'll head out.
How are ya? Off with you. Safe travel.
We'll do things in a little bit of a different order. Let's swing south and we will find the corrupted furbolg camp, and then we'll head over to the red crystal. We'll take out any striders on the way and hope they drop some meat. Alright, that's the Furball camp scouted out. Let's cut across to the other side of the road and we'll head over to investigate the red crystal. Then we'll take these back to town. Probably grab some follow-ups, and then we might head north before we do anything else. It's always worth taking the time to slaughter some owlkin in my book. You've already proven adept at scouting our enemy. Do you have what it takes to fight them as well? Not all adventurers prefer straightforward combat to the art of stealth and evasion. If you think you're up for the task, then the Furball camp south of Auberdine is currently the biggest threat to our people. You'll find some of the Blackwood tribe there, kill 8 Pathfinders and 5 Windtalkers. And go talk to Thunderous Windweaver. We've already talked to him. But we gotta tell him about the Furbolg threat. We can't do that with a full quest log. We've got a gray quest there we can drop. Okay, we got some gray quests here that we're gonna have to let go of. Alright, let's do that again.
Feel free to browse. Goodbye. I am on.
Well met, Rogue. Your scouting of the Furbolg situation comes at a fortuitous time for us in Auberdine. For some time we have dealt with not only forest dwellers who are now openly hostile to our presence, but also the outright corruption of the forest itself. Hopefully you might be able to lend Auberdine an aid during these troubling times. The Cliffspring River has begun turning foul and corrupted. It empties into the Mist Edge, and I fear the wash will affect Auberdine soon. I suspect the Blackwood Furbolgs upriver are the cause of the taint, but I also suspect that they aren't the true root of it. Take this sampling tube and go to the mouth of the river to our north. Proceed inland to the first waterfall and draw a sample from the pool there. Okay, we got it. So the crystal exists. Fascinating. Anyway, your task has been well executed. Good work. What exactly is the crystal? This is but a single question in a sea of questions. Another question that comes to mind is why the Moonkin would be drawn to this object. Is the crystal benign in nature, or does it hold a more sinister purpose? I have many more questions, but we're going to need to examine that crystal closely to get some answers.
Be careful.
Use this empty vial and fill up on some Moonwell water here in Auberdine. Such potent magic should provide a clue as to the composition of the crystal. To do that, you'll pour the liquid over the crystal. It should take care of the rest. While I don't anticipate anything bad happening to you, I still want you to be careful. Above us to the east is Fellwood. If that crystal is tied to that place, as I suspect it is, then it could prove to be very dangerous.
Good luck, friend.
Okay, with all of that done, we need to go north to those ruins and start working on those level 12 quests. Hopefully along the way we find the Strider meat that we're looking for. Let's pop a little evasion here. Since we are going to have some ads potentially, we're going to let that guy run his way back to us. It's hard to keep up with them, and I'm not going to struggle to. We'll let him come back to his fate. In the meantime, let's go after this Moonstalker runt. We need them for fangs. And there we go. That's 5 out of 5 for the Strider meat. Ah, to what could I possibly owe the exceedingly special honor of a human such as yourself as company? Truly, it says much of my current companions, with no offense to my host, the noble Grells and Satyrs, that your presence could be considered an improvement. But please, do not let my uncivil tongue drive you from the place. It has indeed been many years, decades even, since I had civil accompaniment. Accompaniment is like a musical term, though. If I were to relate to the story of my life, I have no doubt it would surpass the limits of your patience. Let us say that mine has been a long and painful life, and this spectral form is perhaps the worst torment of all. I am held here by the means of magic. Though my words may seem disingenuous, I assure you I would be grateful beyond words if you would help me find the means of my imprisonment. A seal binds me, and by examining the earpieces of the sprites and grells, I may find a trace of it. If we can, let's take the opportunity to capture our rabid thistlebear. We gotta aggro him. I'll lay this guy down. There we go. That's completed. He'll eventually disappear if we don't take him back soon enough, and that is absolutely fine. Bruiseweed. I'm not sure that we can herb the bruiseweed yet. Yeah, it's still red. Not quite ready for that one. We need to find some Mage Royal. That's what we could mainly level up on right now. That would be guaranteed skill ups if we were to find any. Yep, popping sprint there was a misclick. That's a bummer. That is 8 out of 8. Let's take this one back. He'll have a follow-up to go after the satyrs. I've tried to leave some of the satyrs alive, but it looks like we do have competition in this area, so I don't know if that's going to pay off or not. Indeed, the growls of Bashal'Aran do not possess that which I am searching. However, they have come into contact with it recently. I reckon by your time, not mine. Recent, for me, stretches into the veil of the past, almost another age. If the growls have come into close contact with the seal that binds my eternal prison, I suspect I know the cause. No doubt the seal has come into the possession of the satyr that lead them. I feel strongly that this must be true. One of the satyr must surely possess it. If you can obtain it, you would bring it to me. You would bring me so close to passing the bars of my prison that tears would come to my eyes. This guy is perhaps overly verbose. It almost strikes me as disingenuous, but he's assured us that he is genuine. There we go, Ancient Moonstone Seal. The pillars of this shrine are as the bars of a prison to me. No strength I will possess might break them, and no magic I wield might destroy them. We know. It is hard for me to even believe that what I hold now is that which has held me for so long. Let us waste no time. When the seal is destroyed, I might walk the forest of the earth freely again. Of the earth. It was the craft of one of the most powerful of the Highborn that created the seal that formed my prison. In Ametharon, the ruins to the south that are twin to these persist even today in ancient flame, blue in color. In this flame, this seal could be destroyed. Be wary in the ruins. Alright, we will get to that eventually. I think for now, since we're up here to the north, we're going to go after a couple of these beach sea creatures, and I would love to find these Moonstalker fangs. It's sometimes a hard one for me to get done because the ones up here to the north tend to not drop many, and we don't go to the south for a while yet. And then there's also just like getting the cats to spawn in. I believe they share spawns with the bears and the striders, and sometimes you just don't find many. So let's head over to the beach first. We'll grab the sea creatures, and then we'll work inland. We also want to grab the Cliff Spring river sample while we're up here probably. We are about to lose our world buff, and we are going to have a noticeable dip in power because of it. Could be painful. The remains of a giant thresher much larger than one you'd expect to find in Darkshore lie beached on the coast of the Mist Edge. How this creature came to be here is unknown. The group of murlocs that now feast off the carcass of it seem to be much too weak, even in large numbers, to have brought down the beast. While some of it has been picked clean, enough of it remains to take a sample to Gwyneth. Ooh, nice. Mage Royal. That's what we need to find more of. Alright, so Silverleaf and Peace Bloom are now gray. So I probably won't go out of my way to pick those up, since primarily right now we're working for skill ups. Ooh, level 16. Don't feel awesome about this with us not having the world buff anymore. And it becomes obvious without the buff that we're going to have to get some new weapons fairly soon. Maybe we pop a little bit of buff food here to help us. More sea turtle remains lie beached along the coastline. This particular set has an abandoned carriage attached to the turtle's shell. Perhaps this creature was driven to the shoreline by unknown beings, rather than beaching itself as some of the other remains suggested. Grey mist murlocs now make the remains of this creature their home, feasting off the carrion. In the carriage, you find a box with strange markings on it. Perhaps Gwyneth in Auberdine can make sense of it. It's gotta be Naga, right? Gotta be Naga. Do we want to go after these fine chunks? I don't think so. These guys are level 17. I think I'm going to wait on this quest until later on. Same with the other remains that are up here. I'd like to try to find some Moonstalkers and then get the Cliff Spring water and then take that back to town. Yeah, see, the cats can spawn up here, but sometimes you get up here and there aren't any cats. There's just bears and striders, and this seems to be a bears and striders type of day. Got a couple of cats up this way. But the problem is the drop rate for this quest is not great, so you really need more than a couple of mobs. Alright, that's the water. We'll run around the area a little bit more, see if we can find some more cats. If not, it's not a big deal. We'll probably fight more of them in the future when we go after the rabid thistlebears, either up here to the north or down to the south. Out here on the beach, that's the crab chunks. We're not going to work on that one right now either. It's nice to get it done out here because I think the turn-in buzz box is out here somewhere. We could probably go into the cave and get that one done. It's not too challenging. Alright, so the Siren have a heal. We're gonna have to be ready to interrupt that. Thankfully we have Kick, and Kick is awesome. It's on a 10-second cooldown. So we should be able to kick every heal unless we miss. Alright, and we need one more, and I think it just respawned right behind us. Lucky us. And I think we can just hearth out of here for now. Yeah, let's just hearth out of here for now. We'll have plenty of chance to go after the Moonstalker fangs later on. I have heard of the kinds of carriages found on the back of the turtle you found. Those, I do believe, are Naga carriages used both in battle and in transportation of their supplies onto land. The markings on the box you found are of the Naga. This would explain their invasive presence in far northern Darkshore. I will send this box to Darnassus along with the rest of your discoveries. This is for you. There we go, we're doing good work out there. Many thanks. These mushrooms are fine specimens. And when you were at Cliffspring Falls, did you find anything to confirm the warnings of the ancients? The ancients are wise, but I had hoped that this time they were wrong.
What brings you here? I will light your path. Till next we meet.
Alright, there is the Thistlebear kill quest. Basically, the bears are infected and there's nothing we can do except slaughter them to make it better. Let's go ahead and vendor some stuff.
What's on your mind?
Shouldn't really be a lot that we need to hang on to. The clam meat I think we can cook. Everything else we can basically sell.
See you soon.
Alright, that got us level 18, which is a little bit tricky. Highborn Relics is now technically gray. And I don't think it's worth it to do gray quests, to be honest. So I'm going to drop that one. Sometimes that happens coming to Darkshore. When you do Westfall, Lochmodan, and Darkshore, you tend to lose one or two quests. The Blackwood Corrupted. We've learned that a source of Furball corruption is from the Satyr. They hold sway via talismans that they channel magic through. If the Furball have a chance at salvation, we must lure out the Satyr Corruptor and take that talisman. Fill this bowl at our moonwell and take samples of Furbolg's food from their northern camp. Mix them and place it near the bonfire by the river. Any Furbolgs who eat will be cleansed long enough to lure out the Satyr Corruptor, who then you must slay.
Good luck.
Alright. So we still have quite a bit to do here. We are going to go south to destroy the seal. We're going to go after the Pathfinders and Windtalkers. And we need to find Aeneas Pendant. Other than that, I think we'll also have a... Yeah, here we go. Here's a wanted poster. Although that's level 18. We might hold off on that for later. But I'm going to take a break right here at the inn for today. Soak up some rested experience. And we will have at least one more day of adventures here in Darkshore. And then we'll end up probably going back to Westfall. Westfall and Lochmodan, we're going to have some level 14, 15 stuff to take care of. So we'll do a few more things here. Then we'll head to Westfall, work on our Defias quest lines, and then we'll finish up Lochmodan. That is the plan. Let me know what you guys think of the rogue and the journey so far. I would love to hear from you. And as always, take care of yourselves out there and take care of each other. And we will see you back in Azeroth again very soon. Bye for now.